There is not one piece of advice I've given you that has ever been banned or will be banned on prop firm capital. Why do you think that is? It's because I'm always giving you advice that you might not always like the sound of it because it doesn't have all the buzz in it. The reality is it's going to be the advice that makes you money for the now and for the longer term. 3 years in operation on the in-house fund. Have we denied a payout? None. Not one single payout denied. Why? Because we're business people as well as traders. That's how we know how to manage everything. The latest domino has fallen, true Forex funds. Another firm operating for 3 years ceased operations. It gives me no joy. I'm not pleased to talk about it because we have had so many of our traders that had pending payouts, 10K, 15, 28, so on. This is not the first time. My Forex funds and all of the funded trader, all of these firms, this is not a good thing for the industry and goes and demonstrates the fact these are turbulent times, and when you're not thinking about longevity, you're not thinking about sustainability, and I even believe when I talk about sustainability, you don't really know what that means. So in this video, I'm going to explain the other changes that I don't think you're aware of, because almost all traders are going to be banned from prop firms and you don't even realize it. I almost guarantee the way that you trade that you've not considered is going to get you banned regardless. So the worst thing is going to be you find a way to scale up and then you can't make money from it because you would have violated some kind of rule. So I'm going to talk about it very briefly in this video and what I think you should be doing about it to actually have a trading career. The vast majority of traders that are trading on prop firms are trading some variation of a liquidity-based concept or supply and demand, rebranded, renamed, whatever it is. The vast majority of traders don't make it to payout. The vast majority of traders that are trading on these prop firms have under a 2% chance of making it to a payout. And the small percentage that are making money with whatever method that they're trading are doing it in a way that's unsustainable, in a way that you'll probably get banned. And this is not a foresight, this is what I think might happen, it's already happened. So you just got to look at the data and go, are the things that you're doing right now, that the way that you trade, is it set up for you to fail? And you might even see things like, look, CPI, banned. How many traders did you know that just went all in of what they could on the day, CPI got funded? We can't do that anymore, so then what do you do? We say, oh Mark, there's a few that still let you do it on evaluation. Have you even thought about that? That was a message that got sent to me. You can do it on an evaluation, so you're telling me that you're gonna do something in a stupid way to get funded, but then not be able to do it on live capital to make money. You don't think that they know that. So you have to really think about, are you set up to win or not? Consistency rule is going to come in. So you're not going to be able to hit that home run trade and thinking, I'll just get out of it. How many traders have you seen where they're -9 or 9.5% drawdown and it's the one trade, it's hit or miss. It either gets you out of drawdown or it doesn't. Well, you're not going to be able to do that because of the consistency rule. People that have a very low strike rate, they're going to struggle big time as well. And usually what you'll find is the small stops trying to target the high risk to reward. That's not going to work in your favor. Changes will happen. And if you've tried to find a way to gamify and try to fluke the system, that was never going to last. And you've not thought about how detrimental it is to your own mental state, your habits. How many accounts have you blown? How much money have you lost? How many influencers have you followed that have made you feel super comfortable blowing 55 challenges because you've worked out the maths and gone, you know, oh, if I do 55 and if I make 17% on 400K, all my money's made. Really piss poor advice, not going to help you. So you got to be thinking about, how are you going to make money moving forward when all of these things that you thought would make you money is going to be difficult for you to make money. There is not one piece of advice I've given you that has ever been banned or will be banned on prop firm capital. Why do you think that is? It's because I'm always giving you advice that you might not always like the sound of it because it doesn't have all the buzz in it. The reality is it's going to be the advice that makes you money for the now and for the longer term. 3 years in operation on the in-house fund. Have we denied a payout? None. Not one single payout denied. Why? Because we're business people as well as traders. That's how we know how to manage everything. And we've been doing this for a very long period of time. There's a reason why our traders are not stressing. They don't need to worry about all of this stress. The last thing you want, and I know many people recently with the latest domino of true Forex funds, they trade different systems, but they've had 400K, 200K, 300K, you name it, they don't have access to that capital anymore. You know how stressful that is to try to build a trading career where Even if you're part of the small bracket that does well and you've got this money, you could just wake up tomorrow, you go on Twitter, you see a stupid email, everyone's tweeting about it, everyone's talking about it, you've now had your email, and you're either been reset back to phase one, or you just don't have your capital anymore, and you don't know whether the company's gonna be around or come back. Tell me, genuinely, when you sit there and think, how do you go, I'm gonna be a multiple six-figure trader, I'm gonna quit my job, I'm gonna live life on my own terms, I want financial freedom, I wanna travel all over the world, I want that new car, I want that watch, that house, I wanna help my family. How? How are you going to do that exactly? So yes, it pisses me off when I see these things happen, because it doesn't just affect you guys that maybe trade different systems, it affects our own traders. It's not something I like about the industry, but you have to be able to see it for what it is and go for the security. Now, we've just made some new changes to our in-house fund, brand new dashboard, new infrastructure, more capital allocation. We just had another person pass on the in-house fund. Whilst all of this is happening, we are just in the background adding more capital, more capital, more capital. And at the end of the year, we will have millions more in capital allocation to the in-house fund of our students. You don't realize how good you had it or that you've got it until you see the rest of the industry. I'm very grateful and thankful that we have a lot of students that can recognize that and realize how much time and effort and investment that we put into building this to actually take care of them. It's my obligation, it's my duty to have the safest and secure way for them to trade. So when we look at the Falcon system, look at the markets over the past 4 or 5 months. So many traders that were trading these supply and demand, liquidity-based concept, they struggled massively. Why? Because the market was trending. As soon as it moves sideways, they think something's wrong with the market. They go for excessive periods of drawdown. That was always going to happen. Every system will have pros and cons, including ours. However, we've designed it in a way that during these difficult periods, you're not going through months and months of drawdown for you to then figure out, oh, something shifted a little bit. The Falcon system is so dynamic. You test it. Don't take my word for it. Go and test it through every single market condition and find me a period where there's large, excessive periods of drawdown. So you go and find that and you tell me, because I can tell you this, the data is there and it is backed. Over 30 years of data. There's a reason why the intricacies that we cover keep you out of drawdown, the insurance entries that keep you out of taking unnecessary losses. Now, when you've got funding capital, that's pretty damn important for you to just go through. And you could be a great trader. Every great trader can have drawdown, but you could just be on the unfortunate sequence of losses where it's break even, a win here and there, then loss, 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 loss. All your money's gone. Your self-esteem gone, your confidence gone. You're now thinking, I'm a bad trader. No, not necessarily. You just went through a period where your system didn't know how to deal with these choppy periods. And in that period, you now don't have your capital. It's very difficult to tell the trader that has lost all of their capital, don't worry, you're still a great trader. You just went through 7 losses and you happen to lose $500,000 in capital. Even though you know that, from a mental perspective, that messes you up. So you have to have things in place to avoid that from happening. It comes in the form of risk management. It comes in the form of literally how you are trading and to recognize different market cycles. I've done a video not that long ago on the DXY. All you have to do is look at it, zoom out, look at the DXY, see all the different cycles. It's so unrealistic and unreasonable to think that you could just trade the way that you're trading through every damn cycle and think it's going to perform the same way. It's not going to work that way, guys. I'm going to give you the advice that is a straight shooter advice. Not going to change my message, not going to have my values compromised, and I'm always going to give you advice that I know that has worked for me for decades. I've been in this game for 15 years. So I'm gonna soon, in the next 5 years, I'm gonna be 2 decades. My level of experience in the markets is what gives, not just myself, but the community a unique competitive advantage because I've traded through all of it. Nothing is unusual to me. So when I'm seeing the markets, I don't think anything's strange. And any trader, any veteran trader, any trader that is worth their salt and has been trading for a period of time at scale and knows what they're doing, built wealth and is just successful, also understands this. So you have to take a long, hard look and audit, who am I actually listening to? Am I listening to a trader that's been in the game long enough? Am I listening to a trader that has traded investment capital at scale for a long period of time through different conditions or not? Because if you haven't, then you have limited advice. So when the market changes, how are they going to guide you in the right direction? These are the things that you don't take into consideration. So when you're listening to a 21-year-old that might have been trading 3 years but done well on prop firms for a period of time, unfortunately, that's not going to help you because they just don't have the experience, as good as intentions they may have. And I'm sure they are good intentions, but they're just not going to be able to take you to where you want to go because the experience is what counts. We have just launched our 6-figure club. Last year, we had our wealth creation mastermind in Dubai. At the end of this year, we've got our Falcon yacht party for 6-figure traders, multiple 6-figure traders, and then also into the 7 figures. If you want to be surrounded by like-minded people and somewhere where you never have to think about another system again, knowing you can trade it through whatever happens, having like-minded people around you, people that are going to support you, in-house funding is where you need to be, because if you don't have that security, you could build all of your way up just for it to be the other domino that falls. That, to me, I just wouldn't want to trade like that. Way too stressful. Another funding firm gone. Am I surprised? No, not shocked at all.